please, gentle breeze, you remind me of days in my childhood.
When a British singer racks up more than 300 million views on YouTube, yet still seems to struggle with momentum, it raises one question: what's really going on behind the numbers? Today we turn the spotlight on Lucy Thomas and her YouTube channel and explore the surprising story her statistics tell. At first glance, the headline figures look impressive. Around 1.18 million subscribers, over 339 million total views, and a catalog of approximately 77 videos. But if you dig deeper, you'll find a mix of strong milestones, uneven growth, and untapped potential. In this report, we will walk through 6 key dimensions of her channel: subscriber and view milestones, average performance and engagement, standout videos and view distribution, her niche, format and upload strategy, growth challenges and opportunities, and finally what these numbers mean for creators like her, and perhaps like you. Let's dive in. When the channel was first launched, nobody might have guessed it would eventually cross the 300 million view mark. According to publicly available data, the Lucy Thomas music channel was created on 1 November 2011. Today it lists around 1.18 million subscribers and over 339.85 million total views. It also contains approximately 77 videos. That means on average each video, if the views were evenly distributed, carries about 4.4 million views. But in reality, view counts vary widely. The sheer size of total views for a relatively modest subscriber base is notable. Many channels must spend years or upload dozens more videos to reach similar totals. This milestone-sized presence signals that Lucy Thomas has achieved a commendable level of reach for her niche, especially in the classical crossover pop musical theater world. However, having the milestone is only part of the story. What the growth curve looks like and how sustainable it is become the next questions. And that leads us right into the next dimension of performance. Big numbers mean one thing. Steady growth and strong engagement mean quite another. And this is where the picture looks more mixed. According to an analysis, the channel averages about 1,353,369 monthly views, with minimum monthly views around 402,271 and maximum up to 9.46 million in a given month. The reported engagement rate stands at approximately 1.78%, which the analysis labels as could be improved. The subscriber growth in the last 30 days is around 1.11%, again modest for a channel of this size. What do these numbers tell us? First, the channel has built significant reach, but it exhibits signs of plateauing growth. The engagement rate suggests that while many people view, fewer are actively interacting than would be typical for a rapidly growing channel. For creators, this kind of situation raises the question: how do you convert large passive audiences into active communities? The data suggests there is untapped potential here, and a need for strategic shifts if further growth is to be unlocked. And of course, one of the major factors behind that is how views are distributed across the videos, which brings us to the next section. Every channel has its breakout hits, and in Lucy Thomas's case, a handful of videos appear to carry a large share of the total view count. While precise counts for each video weren't always publicly accessible, sources note that her cover of Hallelujah has amassed tens of millions of views. That kind of standout performance means many other videos naturally have lower figures, creating an uneven distribution of views. From a business or creator perspective, such skew in performance has both upsides and risks. On one hand, a few big hits elevate your total view count and visibility. On the other, relying on those hits means the majority of uploads may underperform relative to expectation. If the next hit doesn't arrive, the channel may see slower overall growth. For Lucy Thomas, the challenge lies in whether she can replicate breakout success more frequently, and whether her upload strategy supports that. This leads straight into examining the niche, format, and frequency of her content. In the crowded world of YouTube music, carving out a clear niche helps, and Lucy Thomas has done exactly that, though with trade-offs. She is a British singer from Wigan, Lancashire, classically trained, whose work spans classical crossover, pop, and musical theater genres. Wikipedia. Her videos on the channel have an average length of around 4 minutes. Importantly, the channel has remained relatively small in terms of total video quantity, 77 videos over roughly 14 years. That pace of uploads is far slower than many pop or mainstream music channels which release multiple videos a year or even multiple formats: studio, live, vlogs, shorts. The implication is that her content, while high quality and niche-tuned, may reach fewer new audiences via volume or variety of formats. For creators, the more formats you invest in, for example shorter clips, behind the scenes, engaging community content, the more you tap into different algorithms and audience behaviors. For Lucy Thomas, the mixture of niche genre and modest upload frequency means strong alignment with a dedicated fan base, but perhaps limited expansion into broader mainstream YouTube growth. And all of that frames the next question: where does growth go from here? Despite impressive totals, the channel shows signs of a growth plateau, and that presents both challenge and opportunity. On the challenge side, the average engagement is modest, subscriber growth is slow, and upload rate is low. That combination can lead to stagnation if not addressed. On the opportunity side, the presence of a large view base and high-quality niche content suggests that shifts in strategy could yield disproportionate gains. For instance, increasing video frequency, experimenting with shorter formats or YouTube Shorts, engaging more deeply with the audience via live sessions or collaboration, diversifying from performance only to behind-the-scenes or story-driven content. Given that much of the view count is driven by big hits, the key opportunity is building greater consistency, driving more videos that hit medium to high view levels rather than occasional breakout hits. For creators in her genre and beyond, this highlights a universal principle. Big numbers are just the headline. The next chapter is about sustained momentum. As we turn to what all these numbers mean, remember that raw view totals don't tell the full story. When you look at the numbers of Lucy Thomas's channel, what you see is a story of reach, niche strength, and a growth curve that might be tilting rather than accelerating. Her milestone of over 339 million views and a million-plus subscriber base place her well above many peers in her genre. But when you examine engagement, video frequency, and growth rate, you see the signals of a channel with potential that isn't being fully exploited. That matters not just for her but for any creator. Success on YouTube isn't just about hitting big numbers. It's about how you use them to build momentum, community, and strategy. For Lucy Thomas, the next chapter could be transformative if she levers her view base into more consistent growth. The surprise here isn't that she achieved big numbers. It's that the pace of her ascent isn't as steep as one might expect given her niche and reach. So for viewers or creators watching this story unfold, the question now is not has she succeeded, but will she scale? In closing, when legacy, niche, and total views meet ambition, the story becomes